We smoking that Volk pack. We smoking that Volk pack. Like Scoo. We gotta get out of here, man. Volk's cooked. Volk is genuinely cooked. I think we could honestly probably watch that fight too. Rewatch Lopez Volk 1 for Lopez Volk 2. We gotta rewatch that shit, bro. It's on YouTube for free. I don't think we can. I don't think we can watch it, to be honest. Even though it's on YouTube for free. Sucks. Sucks. Ugh. What's up? How you doing? Ugh. Ooh. Maybe I could. Maybe I could. I might pull up some fights. Who's on the card? Anyways, UFC 325. Who's starting off the card? That's a good question to ask. Ryan Spann? No. Or on Salty Baldiev versus No, I'm looking at the wrong card. What the fuck? Early prelims. Con Ofley. Con Ofley. Who did he just fight? Ricardo Ramos, Muhammad Naimov. Let's see his fight against Muhammad Naimov. Boy, that's a good fight. Muhammad Naimov's actually really good. Did he beat him? UFC 325 Topology. Let's pull this shit up. Wagwan fam. Yo, Wagwan. You didn't stream last card, goofy brother. I was sick. Bro, I was super sick. I was sick, bro. I was like in bed the whole day. I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't watch it. I wanted to watch it. I couldn't even watch it, let alone stream it, bro. You see that major drug trafficking Ryan Canada down bad? Bro, that's old news. What are you talking about, bro? This guy's been America's most wanted for the past like 6 years. Finally got his ass. And this guy was literally flexing on social media all time. Told you we're finna make Izzy Pfeiffer, and you didn't believe me? Bro, what's with y'all in the N-word today, bro? What? Okay. I literally said that day, all the guys that were gonna get put on a card. Okay, I said Costa. I said Asma Mirzakhanov was gonna fight. I said they were gonna announce Izzy. I thought it was for the pay-per-view, but it wasn't. It was for the fight night. But you know, I named some fights, and those people did fight. So I was right as well, whenever that was. Okay, let's see. Volkanovsky, Lopez 2. If Tapuri is still a featherweight, Volk would have no title. Yeah, of course. But if Ilya fought the number one contender, at 155, he would also not have a belt. I'm gonna get this poll going. I need some honest answers here. Don't even shut up. You weren't sick. I was. I'm literally still got some congestion, bro. That's why I was for the weekend. I had to call into work. Okay. I'll tell you right now, we just made Marvin Vettori, Kelvin Gastelum. Marvin Vettori, Kelvin Gastelum is the worst fight to make. Did y'all see the rankings? Let's pull up the rankings real quick. Dude, these rankings make no sense. Who are making these rankings? These rankings make literally 0 sense. No way you riding the Armon hype train. Armon is the best lightweight there is right now. He is. And the second is Benoit Saint Denis. Second is Benoit Saint Denis. So, all right, let's see these rankings. See these rankings, bro. Okay, So we had Joshua Van move up, Dricus du Plessis move down. Literally makes no sense. Perez moved up. Okay, makes sense. Charles Johnson didn't move. I guess for the weight miss, makes sense, right? Ayman Zahabi moved up. Okay. Umar stayed the same even though he won. Sean O'Malley stayed the same even though he won. You know, honestly, I would put Sean O'Malley 1, Umar 2, Merab 3, but that's just me. Vinicius Oliveira moves up for no reason. Talbot, Rob Font move up. Jean Silva moves up 4. Allen, this all makes sense. I don't know why Brian Ortega is still in the rankings at 145, but whatever. Armand moved down. Oliveira moved down. This all makes sense. Roman Dolidze, Paulo Costa, Gregory Rodriguez, and Joe Pfeiffer move up all of a sudden, and Bruno Ferreira just enters the rankings. Who moved down? Who did they get rid of here? Dricus. Who'd they get rid of? Brandon Allen's there. Kyle, Whitaker. MVP? Did they get... they must have got rid of MVP, right? Because MVP would have been in the rankings. Interesting. Guskov moved up and Reyes moved down. Makes no sense. Tybura moved up. Lewis moved down. Cortez Acosta just didn't move anywhere. Bro, who is making these? Who is making these rankings? These are trash rankings. Holy. Trash rankings. I need to be ranking this. Trash. His best win is Charles by robbery, by the way. By robbery, it wasn't a robbery. But yes, Charles Oliveira is his best win. The number 2 ranked lightweight in the world, Charles Oliveira, is Armand's best win. Yes. What? But Ilia's never lost. Okay. Just because you've never lost doesn't mean you're the best. Okay. Peyton Tabbitt was undefeated at one point. Malcolm Wallmaker was undefeated at one point. There's a bunch of guys who are undefeated. And I'm talking about lightweight. At featherweight, Ilia Topuria is the most skilled. If he was at featherweight, he would be the most skilled. At 155, he has not proven that he is the most skilled yet. He knocked out Charles Oliveira, who's coming off a mid-fight against Michael Chandler. You know? Armand would beat Habib in a 3-rounder. Armand would beat Habib in a 3-rounder, yeah. What if Gaethje threw 60 to 70 leg kicks on Paddy's leg? That would be good. Why isn't Yuri there? He only lost to Alex. Yuri where? Armand moved down to number 2? Yeah, because Gaethje is the interim champ. You can't have Armand ranked above a champion. That wouldn't make any sense. Dagwood's 400 divided by half plus 50. 400 divided by half. Divided by half. Half of what? Divided by half a banana? Divided by half a Q-tip? Divided by half what? Half of what? Half of 400? Or divided by 0.5? One half. Can't say a half, bro. That's just not how math works. So happy to see the fraud check to Paddy Pimblett. I know. And we made money on it, too. We had a parlay set up of Justin Gaethje by KO or decision, Sean O'Malley by decision, and John Silva money line. Because I wasn't sure if John Silva was going to submit him. Yes, you can say half. You're retarded. Oh, sure. You can't say half, bro. You cannot say half. Because that's literally grade 3 math. If you have to say the unit. You have to say what type of unit are you talking about. Are you talking in half of 10? Half of 400? Write it out, bro. If you're talking about 400 divided by 0.5, that's 800 plus 50 is 50. But if you're talking about 400 divided by 2 in 2 halves, that's 200 plus 50, that's 250. So, come on. He literally got subbed twice. Criteria says finishing sequence weighs more than what Armand did, which was pitter-patter, ground and pound and lane. Got subbed twice. He didn't get subbed at all. He had some close submission attempts. But at the end of the day, Armand landed huge ground and pound, huge elbows. Boom, 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 axe kick. Doosh. Clear Armand victory. Charles Oliveira's, freaking guillotines. Come on, bro. Come on. You're not submitting Armand with a guillotine. No one's submitting Armand. Got subbed. All right, buddy. All right. And that was what? Was that was Loki Prime Oliveira. Loki Prime Oliveira that he lost to. And the one Ilya fought was not Prime Oliveira. Huge ground and pound only in round 2. No. What were the stats like? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. Armand landed 22-5 in round 2, and then round 3, 18-5. I mean, come on, bro. Those are significant strikes too. Charles Oliveira landed 19 significant strikes in a whole fight. Oh my lord. That is crazy. 19 significant strikes compared to 50 significant strikes from Armand. And 37 of them were to the head. Only 2 of them were to the leg. Damn. Stats are BS. Hey, stats don't lie, buddy. Facts don't lie. Armand dominated your boy. Literally more than doubled his significant strikes. What, 2.5 times his significant strikes? That's what I call domination. 2.5x Oliveira, bro. So I had the club with Tate, Sneeko, and Clav Deg. I did not play the song. I would never play that disgraceful song to my people. Round 3, literally laid there, bruv. Watch back. Dominated the round and landed huge shots from the top. What are you talking about? Laid there. Oliveira landed nothing. Literally landed nothing. Five significant strikes, bro. Come on, bro. 2 submission attempts that weren't even close. Like, come on. The freaking Darce, bro. The freaking Darce wasn't even close. It wasn't even close to being in. And you knew that immediately just by the way Armand stood up. It was like nothing happened. He was just staying calm. Not even close Darce choke. Charles Oliveira was trying to aura farm by sticking his tongue out. Did not work. Patty or Dan at 155? Dan Hooker. Bro, literally the entire lightweight division beats Patty. Like, it's not even crazy. Let's go down the lightweight rankings and see who beats Patty. Okay. Ilya beats Patty. Justin already beat Patty. Armand beats Patty. Charles beats Patty. Holloway beats him. Hooker beats him. Gamrot beats him. Denis beats him. Fiziev beats him. Moicano beats him. Dariush loses. Chandler already lost. Torres beats him. Ruffy beats him. Farisian beats him. The only guys who lose to Patty are Chandler and Dariush. And even Dariush is like wishful thinking. Patty smoked Chandler. Yeah, but Chandler, bro, who hasn't? Who hasn't smoked Chandler? Thought I passed away. Felt like it, bro. I was sick. I was so sick. Like Patty, and it's crazy because Patty did not move down in the rankings. Patty stayed at 5th in the rankings. How? Patty should have dropped to like number 8. 1 win over Chandler, and he's still at number 5. Over who? Over Dan Hooker? Over Gamrot? Over Benoit Saint Denis? Over Moicano? Even Moicano is better than him, you know? How was Moicano above Dariush? What? I guess he lost to Benoit Saint Denis. But still, how? Makes no sense. Rankings make no sense. Glorified popularity contest. Let's be honest. Glorified beauty pageant are the rankings. Con Ofley versus Yiza. Yiza Yiza. Ooh, low-key Con Ofley kind of reminds me of like Ilia Topuria at home. I'm watching him right now. He kind of reminds me of Ilia Topuria. And Jonathan Malakaev. I might go Oban Elliott. Who's Con Ofley beat, though? Con Ofley beat Ricardo Ramos, Lost to Naimov, lost to Santos. And before that, he was a nobody. Okay. And who is this Yiza dude? Yiza from China. He lost to Gabriel Santos and beat Weston Wilson. I remember that fight. That was like a beatdown, was it not? I think it was like got beaten up. So dumb. They made Volk Lopez 2. The streets wanted to see Yair versus Lopez. No, I honestly agree with them making Volk versus Lopez 2. I agree 100% why they made Volk Lopez 2. The fight to complain about was always Paddy versus Justin for the title shot. Volk Lopez actually made sense. First off, Volk was always going to fight in Sydney. He was always going to fight in Australia. Lerone turned it down. Movsar turned it down. If they don't want to fight in Australia, it's not for Volk to go to where they want to fight in order to make that fight happen. It's for them to go to where Volk wants to fight. So Lopez said, yeah, let's go. You know? And that makes sense. Like, if they really thought that they were going to, like, and what is Movsar doing? What is, you can't even, like, what is Movsar doing? And as far as Murphy, I mean, at least we have a good, you know, somebody's has got to go fight. That's a good one. This guy's name is Yiza. He doesn't have a last name. His name's just Yiza. Shoot. Movsar's busy sleeping with his cousin. I don't think it's his cousin. I don't think it's his cousin he's sleeping with. It's probably a nice woman from Ingushetia who comes from a completely different lineage. I believe that. Until innocent, hey, I believe in innocent until proven guilty. If someone sends me proof about it, I'll accept it. But until then, Movsar, as far as I'm concerned, innocent until proven guilty. Second, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's not the worst. We should be proud of him for choosing the high road there, okay? He went against societal norms, and he chose the high road. So, honestly, congratulations, Movsar, for doing the second, not the first. Third is valid? Third is like, come on. You can't, at third, are you even considered, bro? Like, come on. Third cousin? What would that even mean? Like your cousin's cousin? At that point, it's like you have no connection, right? Like what's the connection? Like a great grandparent, something like that. Third cousin family tree. Third cousin family tree. How far is that? So it would be the okay. So it would be the the grandparent. So it'd be your great grandparent. Your great grandparents. So you've had 3 generations in between to be like to mix it up. I feel like that's not the best idea, but it's not terrible, you know. There's definitely You're glad Paddy Pimblett is out of the conversation now? Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if Paddy Pimblett fights like Beneil Dariush and he's already talking about, oh, I want another title shot. Give me another title shot. I deserve a title shot. I just went out here and beat number 20 ranked contender Beneil Dariush. How am I not supposed to get a title shot? I just want to go out here. I just beat Beneil Dariush, who's a living legend, you know? At least Movsar knows who is dad. What? John Diddy, bro. What are you talking about? Arman Aurelia? Arman Sarukian wins in a fight. I'd be mad too if I was inbred. Dang, dude. You got him. You got him, bro. You got him. Dang, bro. You really told him. You really told him, bro. You're really sticking it to the man in the live chat, bro. You're really sticking it to the man in the live chat, bro. You tell him, bro. But he is a millionaire, though. So it's like, there's definitely some good trade-offs you get. Millionaire with elite level grappling strength. I mean, there are some benefits. 50% chance. You turn out like Hasbulla, but the other 50%, shit. You got him, bro. You got him. I bet you don't even know. Real shit. Someone in my class told me he was on a trip to see family friends in Europe, and he was flirty with one of the girls there, and she was too, and later found out they're like her third cousins. Okay, that's. Why would anybody tell people that? I feel like you shouldn't. I feel like it's not something. Okay. Justin Gaethje just ruined Dana White's plan. Yeah, I know. Dana White's cheesed. Dude, Dana White probably really regrets not giving Armand that title shot. Because he knows Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria is not going to sell anything. Nobody, I imagine the betting lines being like plus 1,500 on Gaethje, like a minus 2,000 on Ilia Topuria, bro. Like, it's just, if Gaethje's getting rocked by Pimblett, if Gaethje got rocked multiple times by Pimblett and was in danger, I mean, Ilya would just speed mog him and just one round, ba bink, ba 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 bink, ba 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 bink. You know what I mean? They just mog him brutally. Holy bro, what's this beef between dudes who clearly know each other? Y'all definitely flirting, bro. This is some weird flirtatious energy I'm sensing here. I ain't gonna lie. I had those big dreams. Patty's odds were 2-1. Yeah, and we cashed out live. And we got another parlay going. We're gonna get a parlay going today. What are you guys feeling for parlays? What's a good parlay? I'm thinking Quillen Soukilled by KO. I'm thinking Jacob Malkoun by decision. And on a third one, I'm probably ripping. Junior Tafa, Billy Elikana under 2.5. Under 2.5. I think there will be a finish in that fight. And I just can't tell if Junior Tafa is going to show out, or Billy Elikana is going to take him down and sub him. Casual takes as always. How is that casual takes? What do you disagree with, idiot? I know more than you, bro. I guarantee you. I study this game in and out. You don't stand a chance. Imagine Gaethje coached by Khabib in DC. That wouldn't help at all, because Justin Gaethje would just follow the same game plan of swing and dip his head. Wing and overhand like this, with like his palm like facing this way, going like whoosh. He literally would do that always, no matter who's in his corner. He could have freaking, I don't even know. If Justin Gaethje had like Floyd Mayweather as a boxing coach, Chimaev as a wrestling coach, Charles Oliveira as a jiu-jitsu coach, Justin Gaethje would still go out there and just paw that overhand non-stop. You from Nova Scotia? Nah, hell no. Garam at Topuria and Chimaev in his corner and got his ass beat. Yeah, that was rough. Who was that against? That was against the leg kick guy who beat the British dude. Oh my gosh. Where has he been? Garam. I honestly thought Garam was freaking amazing. When he came back and beat Jordan Vucenic, I was like, dude, we are back. It was Kwane Fernandez. Dude, this guy is good. He lost to Mark Diakese. Oh my gosh. How did this guy lose to Mark? How did this guy beat Garam? Beat Harry Hardwick? But lose to Mark Casey, the guy with the black guy with the red hair. How did he lose that fight? I don't understand. Juan Fernandez. How did this guy lose to him? This guy's leg kicks are legendary. Maybe he didn't use them. Ilya Gaethje is like Precious versus brute force. What? That was the plan. I dip, you dip, we all dip. Fire, yeah. I'm picking Volk because I'm a short mofo and don't like tall people winning. Diego Lopez isn't tall, though. Diego Lopez isn't tall. But maybe that's just something, a tall dude would say, is that someone isn't tall. But he's not tall. He's like, what, 5'9", 5'10", maybe? He's not close to 6 feet. Precision. Oh, precision versus brute force. Ilya Gaethje. But Ilya is kind of a brute forcer. He kind of is. He's just a more technical Gaethje.
Vale. Show fit. Eso es muy raro.
Sean barely got by Song Raymond.
No. Barely. Clearly dominated the fight from start to finish. Got takedowns, but don't mean nothing.
Vale.
Oh, thank you for the other one.
Eso es muy raro.
Thank you for the 4.
Sean barely got by Song
Dang.
Raymond.
He made it clear. He passed the ramen test. Okay, we are stacking up on ramen, though. We do need the ramen. Especially considering we are down bad on the parlays overall, but we're slowly making a comeback. We are slowly making a comeback. Thank you, bro. We are getting it back. We are getting our ramen back. We're going on a ramen-only diet so we can afford a huge parlay payout. Dude, real talk, Garam is in the UFC just because of Chimaev, and now he's with the Georgian boys. He's a snake? How? He's not a snake at all. He just has 2 different friend groups, bro. Come on. Everybody knows you can have 2 different friend groups here. One are his countrymen, the other one's his boy, where he trained with in Sweden. But he got a win on, like, the regional scene. Volk is losing, bro. Volk is gonna lose, eh? That goes in live for 324, fake fan, fake Dagestani. Not fake at all. It's called being sick, bro. Volk by... Let's do that. Volk by boring decision. Diddy Booty Dag, let's go. Diddy Booty Dag. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing Diddy Booties. Not today, bro. I was sick, man. I couldn't watch it, but I enjoyed... I need to rewatch Arnold Allen versus John Silva. I still haven't watched that fight. And I can't watch it because, dog, I don't have Paramount Plus because UFC's not on Paramount Plus for me. Second off, it's not on Fight Pass because it's still a pay-per-view and I have to pay $60 to get that pay-per-view. And then third off, the site I use to rewatch fights legally, totally legally, is it's compressed with ads and it says turn off ad blocker. But the moment I turn off ad blockers, there's just like 12 pop-up ads and I'm just like, I can't even watch anything. Sikkim wasn't live, Wings of Redemption type excuse. Yeah, yeah. How are you, bro? Good, yeah. The fight was great. Alan Silva, dude. I have Fight Pass. I literally have Fight Pass. But you can't watch the pay-per-view fights for a month after they happen because you need to buy the pay-per-view, bro. It is insane. It says purchase. And then it's just like, oh, yeah, you want to buy Gaethje versus Pimblett? Yeah, here is it for $70, bro. $70. You bought the pay-per-view, it's on your Fight Pass? No, I don't need it, bro. Lupi Godinez? You're in Berta, same problem. Alberta, you're in the Berta, bro. He's in the Berta. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Sucks that we don't have Paramount. Sucks that we don't have Paramount. I mean, they should renegotiate with Sportsnet to get rid of pay-per-views. I mean, it's not like they don't even have pay-per-views on Sportsnet. Why can't they renegotiate they could continue the deal with Sportsnet. This is what I don't understand. UFC has a deal with Sportsnet to put the early prelims and the prelims, or no, it's the prelims on Sportsnet, early prelims, Fight Pass, and pay-per-view on Fight Pass. Why not just do the pay-per-view and early prelims on Paramount for Canadians, but just get rid of freaking, just keep the prelims on Sportsnet? It makes no sense. How's the weather in your area, assuming Canada? It's been cold, bro. It's like minus like 20 something. There's been lots of snow, like 2 feet of snow, something like that. It's crazy, bro. It's going down to minus 20. I don't know what that is in American. It's -4. It's -4 in Fahrenheit. Just get DAZN if you can't. DAZN. Wonder if what happens with a VPN. Haven't tried. I don't think it works with a VPN. I think it's something about like the internet provider or something. There's something weird about it. Is there even like Explore DAZN? Can you watch UFC? Could you? Is it actually how that works? No, you have to pair it with the pay-per-view. BS. Who wants to pay for UFC? Bro, I know. I pay for Fight Pass $6 a month, and I get no fights until a month after. I can only watch the early prelims. I can't even watch the prelims, and I can't watch the main card. Crazy. Crazy. Man, I'm not a Volk fan since his huge mistake with accepting Islam in short notice, getting knocked out like a kid. Going with Lopez by brutal KO round 3. I'm thinking that too, bro. I'm leaning Lopez getting Volk out of there before the start of the 4th round. I really do think. Hmm. Hmm. Ceremonial weigh-in, 3:30 a.m. I like the Australia cards. I'm not gonna lie, I like the Australia cards because I think they're aren't there? What time is the card at? That's a good question. I don't know if the UFC's messing with the primetime aspect. That's a great question. What time is the card? I like UFC 325 start time. What time is the card? Start time 3 p.m. Early prelims. 9 p.m. main card. That's great. I love that. I actually love that. Wait, no. Wait, what? Road to UFC is 5 p.m., 7 p.m. prelims, 9 p.m. main card? What? That makes no sense. What? Am I tripping? 9 p.m. What time is 9 p.m. in Australia? 9 p.m. to Australian time. That's okay. So if 9 p.m. So if early prelims are 5 p.m., that means the early prelims in Australia time are 8 a.m. Bro, what are these guys doing? What are these guys doing? Alex is washed. Bro fell off harder than Tony Ferguson. I don't know about that, but I think Lopez beats Volk, not because he's more skilled, but just Volk is just doomed. 9 months off, 9 months older, nearly 38 years old. You know? I think, bro, Volk is cooked. I think Volk is genuinely cooked. He's only getting older. He's only looked worse against Diego Lopez in that second fight, bro. I mean, in that first fight, he looked trash. Like I'm just saying he looked trash, bro. He looked like he was scared to engage. But the thing is, sometimes that happens. Same with Peyton Tabit. When Peyton Tabit lost to Raoni Barcelos, he came back and he looked not bad, but not great against Philip Lima, you know? Volk should retire, win or lose. Bro's done everything for the sport. Legend. No, he has to retire. But the thing is, he's saying he doesn't want to retire. He's saying he doesn't want to retire. Win, lose, draw, he's not going to retire. But I think if he loses and he doesn't retire, bro, he is cooked. Because Volk seems like the type of guy who mentally needs to go out on a win, or else it will haunt him for the rest of his life. So I think Volk's going to literally go on a Tony Ferguson level downfall. I see it already. You do not have too much time to prepare for Islam's strategy like in the first fight. That head kick has nothing to do with short notice. No, but the reason Volk lost was because Islam is on steroids. True. He's on PEDs. Diego will bring that heat. Yeah. Gonna end up like Tony. Yeah, I know. Magnus Carlsen, KO Lopez. Volk should retire before he gets 50-45 by Movzar. Bro, let's be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if Movzar's first ever finish in his entire UFC career is to Volkanovski. Like, I would not be surprised if Movzar... Dude, and look at it. Movzar rocked Arnold Allen. John Silva couldn't do that. He win and doesn't retire. He needs to fight against Gaethje maybe. Well, Gaethje. Why would he ever move up to 155? This guy's too small. This guy's too small to be a 155er. And Gaethje would chin him. If Diego Lopez chins Volk, Gaethje would literally rip his head off. And could you imagine like Volk versus Charles Oliveira? Like that would be a butchering. Or Volk versus Max Quadology at 155. Max chins him. Boom. Boom. Easy money. Easy money. One sec. Easy money. Easy money for Volk, bro. It wouldn't be hard. My bad. I'm looking at Volk Lopez right now. I need to see this. Dag versus Unk in the closet. Bro, what? Why would we fight in the closet, bro? What? At least he would get to see one of the most cold knockout by Holloway. Yeah. Volk had the same time to prepare as Islam. Not at all. That is not how that works. This guy's trying to go off on a technicality. Well, technically, Islam only had 2 weeks to prepare for Volkanovski. Yeah, but he was preparing to fight, whereas Volkanovski was not preparing to fight. And you might say, oh, what about Chimaev Usman? Usman was preparing for Bilal Muhammad, a grappler, right? So he was preparing for Bilal Muhammad. So, you know, it's not like Chimaev was fighting somebody who was coming in drunk on short notice. He was fighting Usman, who was preparing for Bilal Muhammad. Completely different, bro. Completely different, bro. Completely different. Co-main and the co-main. The co-main and the co-co-main will be a war. Dude, Ruffy's going to chin Fiziev. Spinning wheel kick, round 1. Mark my words. Mark my words. Spinning wheel kick, round 1. Marcio Ruffy. Bet the house on it. Bet the house, bro. Who else hyped? Yo, I'm deleting that message. We do not want that negativity here. No one is hyped for that. We never want to see the number 8 ranked fighter get a title. This is worse than Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira. At least Alex cleared out a lot of the top guys, and Roundtree was on a win streak, and he was beating guys. Okay, Roundtree was beating guys like he owed them money. The guy you're talking about, I'm not even gonna say his name. The number 8 ranked, the guy who's just at number 10 in the welterweight rankings, is freaking holding Buckley down. He's having to pull out the wet blanket Buckley strategy against Buckley, bro. Buckley, you're wet blanketing Buckley? Out of all dudes to wet blanket Buckley, come on. Hooker could kill Benoit Saint Denis. I think stylistically, Hooker is the worst matchup for Benoit Saint Denis. I think Hooker is the worst matchup for Benoit Saint Denis for one reason only. The teep kicks are just brutal. Benoit Saint Denis fights like this, and he doesn't move at all. He slowly creeps forward and shoots a takedown, right? And those teep kicks of Dan Hooker, literally some of the best in the game, will be able to destroy Benoit Saint Denis. So if you see Dan Hooker land like 3 teep kicks in a row, live bet Dan Hooker. Live bet Dan Hooker. But if you see Benoit Saint Denis get a takedown without absorbing a teep kick, live bet Benoit Saint Denis by finish, by rear naked. He's a Muay Thai specialist. LMAO Ohio knowledge. Bro, what? Fiziev fight gonna be fire? Yeah. Fiziev is a Muay Thai specialist, but he's cooked. Look at how Fiziev got knocked out in his first fight in the UFC. Spinning wheel kick KO by Mustafayev. Mustafayev, I think his name was. Fiziev vs. Mustafayev. Oh my gosh, I'm good. How do I know that name? Magomed Mustafayev, round 1 spinning wheel kick KO. Boom, got him out of there. That was like 2017. Hey, old habits die hard, bro. Old habits die hard. He's cooked no matter what. Benoit Saint Denis gonna slime Hooker first round sub? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. You'd like to see Israel versus Hamzat? I would not want to see that. A whole army, a whole country versus one dude. I still think Hamzat could take them all if it was no arms, like you're not allowed weapons or anything. I think Hamzat could take them all, but that'd probably, I think they might be able to get to him at some point, you know? I think they could be able to get to him. Diego Movzar? Who's a more skilled fighter? Bro, Movzar. What? More skilled fighter? Movzar. But the fighter who is also a lazy jit who, you know, doesn't want to get off the couch to fight because he's too busy with his young ting, with his high school. Muffs are too busy driving his ting to high school classes to worry about a title shot right now. Too busy worried about the helping her out with with calculus, bro. Brother, I don't understand this. Brother, too many numbers. I don't understand this, brother. Mobs are too busy helping a shorty color in between the lines to worry about a title shot right now. Let's not forget Fiziev took 2 beat down from Gaethje. Yeah, no. And Gaethje's trash. I mean, he showed how bad. I thought Gaethje, how was Gaethje getting wobbled? How was Gaethje getting wobbled by Paddy Pimblett? I was more people were shocked that Paddy Pimblett got fraud-checked. I was not shocked Paddy Pimblett got fraud-checked. I was more shocked. How did Paddy Pimblett wobble Justin Gaethje multiple times? If it wasn't for that nut shot, Paddy Pimblett could have easily have knocked out Justin Gaethje there. You think Rufi is overrated? Fiziev fought the same type of fighter, and you think Bahamondes is anywhere close to Fiziev? I mean, to Rufi? Bahamondes is the weirdest fighter ever. This guy is 6'2", long, lean, and skinny, yet he fights in mid-range. You know what I mean? Ruffy is like a technical maestro. He's a technical maestro. He's just freaking good. Bahamondes, right? A little. Tell me your favorite Mount Rushmore. What do you mean my favorite Mount Rushmore? When I think of Mount Rushmore, I think of dudes who are like the founding fathers of UFC. And when you're talking about founding fathers UFC, you got to go Chuck Liddell, Conor McGregor, John Jones, Rampage Jackson, and Jiu-Jitsu dude. Whatever his name is. Like, are you married? Yeah. No PED list? GSP Connor John Holloway. What is that list? What is that list? Mighty Mouse. I'm talking about dudes who made the sport, though. Those are dudes who are like the founding fathers, and without them, the sport wouldn't be anywhere close to where it is. You could go without GSP, you could go without Holloway, you could go without Mighty Mouse, and the sport would be in the exact same space. But if you miss Connor, John Jones, you miss Rampage Jackson, you miss Chuck Liddell, sport's nowhere close. Maybe Forrest Griffin. You could go Forrest Griffin in there too, right? Maybe throw in some of those Japanese guys, right? Maybe get John out of there. But, bro, no PED list, yet you have John Jones in there? Come on. The only guy who was, like, confirmed to be on PEDs. I want to see John Pork get slimed. I really pray John Pork gets slimed. I want to see everybody clowning John Pork. And I want to see how crazy this switch-up would be. If John Pork gets KO'd, the switch-up would be insane. But I also want to see John Pork versus Ruffy. Dream fight, John Pork versus Marcio Ruffy. Dream fight right there. John Pork versus Benoit Saint Denis. Dream fight. I want to see Alexandre Topuria versus like Umar. Dream fight. That's a fight I want to see because we're never gonna get Islam versus Topuria. Sadly, I want to see Umar Topuria. Banger. The way someone married you, bro. What? Mark Coleman, Don Fry, Dan Severns, Tank Abbott, Gracie. Yeah, that's a good Mount Rushmore. Founding fathers, for sure. John Pork, Diddy, Islam, Habib. Diddy? John Pork, Diddy, Islam, Habib. What the hell Islam doing in there, bro? What the hell Islam doing in there? Get Islam out of there. Everybody else good. What do you think about Dagestani fighters? I don't think of them as a collective. You know, I'm very loose with it. When I think of Dagestanis, I don't think of a group of people. I think of individuals. That's how I don't see race. I see individuals. And personally, Habib could have been the best fighter to ever live. Will never be because he didn't fight enough. Islam, one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter. Okay? I do want to see him KO'd. Not because I don't like him, but just because I think it would be hilarious. John Pork, I want to see KO'd. Umar, I don't mind. But I just am afraid he's going to beat up my boy O'Malley. So I am afraid of that. John Pork, I hate his fan base. Bunch of casuals. That's my Dagestani opinions. And Magomed Ankalaev, I kind of like him. He's kind of sweet. You know, he's just a sweet guy. Said Nurmagomedov, my favorite Dagestani of all time. Said Nurmagomedov. John Pork, Drew Dober in May. Banger. John Pork Ruffy would be a banger too. Yeah. Piotr Jan Topuria. Ooh. John Pork Topuria would be. Piotr Jan Topuria would be a banger. Or John Pork Topuria. That would be a banger. Piotr Jan Topuria would be crazy good. John Pork Ruffy would be a banger, yep. Such a cute... What the fuck? Jacuzzi? Islam the GOAT? Is he, though? Is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT, really? Okay, you look at his fight. Look at his fights. He beat Drew Dober. He beat Thiago Moises. He beat Bobby Green. All of those mean 0. He beat Charles Oliveira. Good win. Volk in a close fight. Decent win. Beat Volk in a second fight. Doesn't count. Beat Dustin Poirier. It was 2-2 going to the 5th. Beat Renato Moicano, short notice. Renato Moicano, full prep time, would have beaten Islam, so you could honestly count that as a loss. And dominated Jack Della Maddalena, but that's because Jack Della Maddalena wasn't ready for that. So Islam's just not that guy. You know? JDM's just... Psh. Islam lost to Adriano Martins. He did. You've met Habib. You like him, but he clearly lost to Gleason Tebow. He did. And let's be honest, Habib's resume... 29 and it should not be 29-0. At max, it should be take away 13 fights. That's 60. He should be 16-0. He should be at the same record of Ilia Topuria. And honestly, I would put Habib in the same place as Ilia Topuria, where it's like, but right now Ilia Topuria is like 16-0 or something, right? Or 17-0. He's 17-0. So Ilia's kind of already surpassed Habib. Islam #1 crotch sniffer? Not even. I mean, people love to blame Dagestanis for boring fights, but they fail to realize that it's never their fault. Or most of the times, it's not their fault. Umar versus Davison Figueiredo. Davison Figueiredo's fault. Okay? Hamza DDP. DDP's fault. Okay? Islam JDM. JDM's fault. It is not Islam's fault. That was boring. It's because these guys refuse to get submitted. They refuse to get submitted, so they just play defense the whole time and pray that the ref stands them up. That is that's their fault. That's literally their fault. You can't just play defense the whole time and expect the ref to do something. Like, could you imagine if there was the same thing in the stand-up, where it was just Volkanovski fighting Diego Lopez, and instead of Diego Lopez firing shots back, he literally just covered up, and Volk just jabbing and leg kicking at range? Well, that's kind of what happened in the first fight. And that was a boring fight, but I don't blame Volk for not trying to go for a finish and go reckless. It's literally Diego Lopez's fault. Habib needs to get noticed by the UFC with a good record. Yeah, okay, but just because he needs to get... I don't blame him for doing that if he needed a good record to get noticed by the UFC. But I do blame... But I do not consider him a GOAT because of it. You know what I mean? Like, sure, that's the record. But now, in retrospect, you can look back and say, none of them shits count. 2-round fights. Two-round fights, we're counting that on your resume? Where no footage exists? Come on. Hamzat's undefeated. He's 15-0. Is he only 15-0? I thought he was like 6, 8, 17, something like that. Is he only 15-0? 15-0? Really? Only? Bro, this guy needs to fight more often, bro. Damn. Name Ilya's first 10 opponents. Name anybody's first 10 opponents. Well, like what? You can't name any. You can't name anybody's first 10 opponents. Probably can't even name someone's last 10 opponents. But I'm saying you can't count those 2-round fights where it was in his own father's promotion in Russia, known for being corrupt, like fighting a bunch of bums. Come on, bro. Fix Mike? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. What are you talking about? I want what you're on? I'm not on anything, bro. F you, Volk is winning. Volk ain't winning nothing, bro. Volk ain't winning nothing. Volk's winning a good sleep. Volk is getting a good sleep. That's what he's going to win. Mic is crackling? No, it's not. It's literally not, bro. What? Hello? Hello? No, it sounds fine. You guys are tweaking. Habib's dad versus Prime John Jones. We need something fun, yeah. Alhamdulillah. Hamza, quick champion, true champion. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, honestly, Chimaev's the only true champion. 125, fake champ. Piotr Jan, fake champ. O'Malley owns him. 145. Volk, fake champ. Beat a nobody for the belt, not fighting number 1 contenders. 55, Ilia Topuria's out, not fighting number 1 contenders. 170, Islam. Okay, which is what it is. Chimaev, real champ. 181, 205, Herrera. Fluke win, and Aspinall quit against Gunn. Only true champ is Chimaev. Whitaker's boring, Bryce is boring, most of GSP. Whitaker's not boring. Bryce isn't boring. What are you talking about? Most of GSP fights were boring? Yes. GSP's fights were boring. A lot of them. Usman will... Bro, some of you guys are genuine comedians. I would honestly, if that was said at a stand-up show, I would die laughing, and I would probably leave a tip. This guy cracked a joke and said, Usman would have destroyed him in 5 rounds on short notice. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. The guy who lost round 3 is supposed to win round 4 and 5? Crazy. Could you imagine if you all of a sudden... Could you imagine if Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway wasn't a 5-round fight? If they just stopped it abruptly, 3rd round, Max would have won. You guys are genuinely tweaking. You guys are genuinely tweaking. Oh, never mind. Okay. My bad. Fine now. I got it. Him against Yoel Romero, 2 out of 3 time was ass? Bro, what are you talking about? Did you move into new place? No. Bro, what are you talking about? No. They're just doing construction. Downstairs. Dead kids. No, I don't do that. More than DDP. DDP literally does that on a daily basis. Your local thought kisses less dudes than DDP. You know what I mean? That's probably true. DDP has been kissing dudes on the lips for the past 30 years, every day, probably. So, your local thought probably kisses less dudes on the lips than DDP, which I'm not gonna say nothing. But is that your boy? Is that really your boy? Bro, I went 9 for 11 on the card, eh? I went 9 for 11 on 324. I mean, they call me Sir Pixelot. Because I be picking shit. Doesn't make too much sense, but okay, we got Miller TKO, Hockett TKO round 1. We lost these 2 back to back. We got Gautier, we got Nurmagomedov decision, we got Silva decision, we got Costa by TKO, we got O'Malley decision, and we got Gaethje decision. They don't call me Sir Pixelot for nothing. They don't call me that. That's not a good name. I need a better name. Alias Taporio owns Max Holloway. No. At 155, Holloway beats Taporia. At 155. And that's just a fact that the world has to accept. 155 is a completely different playing field. You know? Taporia had home court advantage at 145, 155. Whole different ball game. Max hits like a freaking truck. You know, this guy's KOing dudes, dropping dudes left and right. I mean, come on. You have to dip? All right, peace, bro. Conor Beebe was in 2017 not fair because Joe Rogan was green and What? One for luck? Oh, what are you talking about? One for love, one for luck? What does that even mean? Max got dropped in his last third fight, sir. Yeah, by Dustin Poirier, who freaking hits like a truck, dude. He freaking hits like a truck, dude. He hits like a truck, man. And that was the best shape Dustin's ever come in, you know, best shape he's ever come in. No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy. Dustin looked the best he's ever looked. Like Scoob. We gotta get out of here. Like Scoob. Max Hollywood doesn't beat Ilya at lightweight. He does. Viewers are like you. What does that even mean? Dick hangs out. No, what? What is that? No. I'm not in South Africa. I would never go to SA, bro. That's a death sentence there. Same with like Mexico or something. I probably would never go to Mexico. Does he how does he do this? Dude, let's be honest. Best coach award goes to Zahabi. What's his name? Not Ayman Zahabi, his bro. These casuals not knowing who the 30 what am I talking about? Who the 325 early prelim fighters are sick. Casuals never turned into. Road to UFC is trash, bro. Literal trash. Garbage. Actual garbage. Not even worth watching. Yeah, watching Road to UFC is honestly a chore. Road to UFC is trash. Dana White Contender Series, better. Ultimate Fighter, better. Road to UFC is literally just for Asian dudes who can't make it into the UFC. Like, has anybody on the Road to UFC, have they been good? Name a dude from the Road to UFC who's been good, who's a potential top 15 guy. Literally nobody. Literally nobody. It's good. Max is Hall of Fame. He is. Max is great, bro. Like, look at Max Holloway versus Topuria. Max was so weight drained. Even in the cage, he couldn't rehydrate. Completely weight drained, bro. Completely weight drained, y'all. How long did it take for Contender Series fighters to get the belt? Like 5 years? Who was the first Dana White Contender Series? But I'm talking top 15. I'm talking top 15. I'm talking top 15. It was Jamal Hill. Was it really Jamal Hill against Glover Teixeira? Banger. That was such a good fight, bro. Such a good fight. So underrated. So freaking underrated, man. Just because everybody hates Jamal. Everybody hates Jamal should be in new TV shows. Because everybody hates Jamal for literally no reason. This guy's done nothing but promote fights. And, you know, people just disrespect him left and right. It's not fair. It's not freaking fair. It's absolutely not fair. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Anything interesting going on Twitter? Let me check this out. How could I forget? Zhang Ming Yang? Was he really a Dana White Contender Series dude? I mean, a Road to UFC? Was he Road to UFC really? But he's trash. He got pushed to the title shot. I mean, this guy beat Anthony Smith. Can you really consider him? Can you really consider him? He beat Turco Tukos. What was Tuco Tukos on Road to UFC. He's from England. Why was he on Road to UFC? He was on Road to UFC. Literally made no sense. Literally made no sense. But all right. Actually, all right. Interesting. Tuco Tucos was a favorite. And he got finished. But Tuco Tucos is freaking Brit. Like, what? Trash, anyways. Who is he beat? Who is he beat? He beat Ozzy Diaz. He beat Ozzy Diaz. And Anthony Smith. And he's top 15. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. This guy was a literal Joe Pfeiffer victim. And he was he was supposed to be an Ottawa Gautier victim. And he somehow gets ranked off an Anthony Smith win. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This guy literally ducked Tyson Pedro. And somehow got top 15. Tuco Tucos is a marauder. He is low-key a marauder. He is, kind of. I can see it. I can see him being a marauder. Who is good? His only losses are Coon's still killed. Van versus Cap. Dude, Cap is going to murder Joshua Van. Joshua Van is not ready for Manel Cap's speed and power. He's not even ready, bro. Not even close to being ready. 3-2-5 early prelims. Road to UFC finals. Okay. Okay. Volkanovsky pack? Yeah. We're smoking that Volkanovsky pack. Because he's getting murked. He's getting murked by Lopez. Lopez is going to chin him easily. You don't like him? No, I like Volk. I like Volk. I like Volkanovski. I think he's a great dude. I like his fighting style. I think he's entertaining. I think his skits are funny. I like Volk. But he's done. He is done. He's not winning another fight ever again. You look Jewish? Thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. Some people like to hide it. I don't. And new is happening. I told you Gaethje was going to win by decision. I said Gaethje was going to win by decision. I have proof. Proof is in the pudding. Gaethje was going to win. And look what happened. Who would have won Figueiredo versus Cap? Probably Cap. If you're talking prime Figgy. This seems very rash take. Some may call it that, but I see it as the truth. Sometimes the truth is pretty harsh. Fake Mexican could have won first fight, but he's too stupid. No, I don't think it was too stupid. You're a liar. You disrespect him by saying you'll smoke his pack. I don't think you know what that means, though. You think Lopez stops him or stops him? I don't think there's many people who can beat Volk in a decision unless they're dropping him in multiple rounds. You know what I mean? What you shave your beard with? Nair. You have arrived. Bad timing, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Bad timing. Bad freaking timing, brother. You might be cooked. Cause I'm dipping. Volkswagen. Which champ do you think goes down next after Volk? What do you mean goes down? Oh, a champ that loses their belt after Volk? Volk loses his belt. Joshua Van loses his belt. Aspinall loses his belt. And depending on who fights at 170, Islam might lose his belt. If Islam fights Morales, he loses. If he fights Usman or Gary, then he keeps his belt. Jan is the only interim 145 champ not become undisputed. Yair at 145. Really? Really? Holloway, McGregor. Wasn't Aldo interim at one point? Asma loses his belt to Gon, you think? Yeah, I think so. If Islam loses to Morales, Dagestan gonna disown him? Yeah, hopefully. That'd be hilarious. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo Cortez Acosta. The guy who lost to Pavlovich. Didn't Waldo Cortez Acosta like debut and didn't he lose to like a Marcin Tybura or something like that? Like one of those fat white heavyweights? Swear to God, he lost like Sergey Spivak or like Marcin Tybura or something. No, he didn't? Oh, shit. I'm retarded. He beat Spivak, lost to Marcos de Lima. Marco de Lima beat him? Okay, interesting. What moisturizer do you use? None. Who's your favorite fighter? Chimaev. Bro, Chimaev. Chimaev. Number 1, Chimaev. Number 2, O'Malley. Number 3, Jamal Hill. Yeah, you brewed M to become interim champ? Yeah, I know. Derek's legs slipping from a jab. The cage was slippery. And I have a conspiracy theory. The cage was specifically designed to be slippery to ensure that Paddy Pimblett wins. Because in case Justin Gaethje slips, Paddy Pimblett can take him down off it. And I think the UFC designed a super slippery canvas so Justin Gaethje would slip, giving the advantage to Paddy Pimblett. Because Paddy has no takedowns. That's my conspiracy theory. We do not want to see O'Malley Umar. We do not want to see that. The best heavyweights in the world is Francis. What? Francis? Come on. Francis, bro? Pereira chins Francis. Francis would lose to Pereira. Can't believe people think Song won. Yeah, I know. All right. All right, boys. I'm dipping. I'm dipping. Yadong won. Holy rage bait. Yadong won is crazy. You wish Yadong won, bro. You wish. All right, peace, boys. It's been your boy Dick. Watch this. Go watch that. That's a good one. Talking about Benoit Saint Denis versus Dan Hooker. It's a banger. It's been your boy Dagan May. Signing out. Peace.